Look, these people are fucking weird. So what do? When you call people out when it comes to something and wasting food, what do? They just use the opportunity to basically use something against you and hold it against you. Yeah, oh, you acting like you're perfect or whatever. And it's like, it's not about you acting like you're perfect. It's that calling people out when they've left stuff in the microwave and forgot. And the thing is, it's funny is I haven't done that habit the whole time I've been here of forgetting things in the microwave when there's been one of two things that have been left in the microwave, which has been half an eaten burger and a bowl of potatoes. The other thing is too, someone gets glasses of milk and leaves like half a glass sitting around. So the culprit would actually be the kid. But not only that, they really think that I'm stupid, which is so fucking weird, and it's like so fucking cringe. Because too, the other time that I made pasta with the cavatappi or whatever, they didn't eat it. And I know for a fact the first time somebody had one bowl the first day I made it. But I know after that they didn't have any of it. But they go ahead and tell me, oh, I ate stuff, when you could just look in the bowl and realize that stuff wasn't eaten further. But they really want to just keep reaffirming that you're stupid, and they just want you to be, basically, in other words, people just want you to be the scapegoat in the house. So basically, in other words, all I'm doing really actually right now is proving that they are just set on using me as a scapegoat in the household that I'm in right now, which is correct. And yes, I am actually better off, like they say, with chosen ones. Yes, they are better off on their own and by themselves, is correct. Not around most people. Because you realize with most people, they're bullshitting with you. You don't have to deal with so much jealousy, like all kinds of shit. Basically, yeah, being by yourself and on your own. It is true. Yeah, because they can't one up me. They can't just keep projecting prejudices or racism or that I'm stupid like they want, right? When it comes to the food. So they're throwing this pissy fit, weirdo ass shit because of their jealousy over my cooking on my own. Yeah, when it's like, I'm a mixed person. Like, I'm actually, the weirdo ass shit about it is, I am actually 60% European, which is correct, because DNA tests don't lie, or for the most part, they don't or shouldn't, right? Okay, so that's the irony, and the funny thing about it is, I'm 60% European. So why are people having such an issue when it comes to either racism, prejudices, or jealousy projection when it comes to me? 333 on the clock. Yeah, it's like, no, it absolutely makes you realize how fucking stupid it is, and how much that really, in all honesty, the people that you're around really just wanted you around so they can project like low vibrational shit on you. Now, I'm not saying I haven't been guilty of negative thoughts or anything like that at any given point in time, right? Okay, but it's like you're realizing that more and more as time goes on, that no, you'll realize with people, they want you to fit a certain mold and or molds. They'll act like they're into something, but they're really not. They act like they're accepting of something, but they're really not. Especially too if you're dealing with people that never like fully lived their individual truth, whatever it is. Yeah, you're also going to be dealing with that even more with like people like that. 4:32 on the clock. Yeah, so it's like, instead, what they rather do is basically use me as a scapegoat in this situation. It's fucking hilarious. 4:44. Yeah, I'm like, no, I assume just remove myself away from people, because you're not going to want to keep being around people that are playing weirdo ass mind games and bullshitting you and acting like this or that or whatever when they're not really like about that shit, and two, when they just actually just have a problem with you. Yeah, and then they want to act like, oh, you know, you're so cool, I like you, like all this shit or whatever, and it's like you're like, wait, what? Yeah, it's just you do start to feel like more and more out of place, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm like, I don't need to deal with stuff. So that's why I said, like, the irony of it all, the weirdo ass shit of it all, is the fact that I am actually 60% like European or 60% Aryan still. Yeah, and it's like you just embrace, like, I never came up with like a recipe of my own. So it's not like I'm not even like a pioneer in regards to being like a sous chef or anything when it comes to cooking, because in all actuality and reality, I just learned from other people, whether it was my mom, my dad, my brother, my grandpa John's, like whomever, my grandma John's, my grandma Andy's, my grandpa Chavez, or like whatever. Yeah, and it's like they were both sides of my family, they were already evolved, basically, is the best way that I can put it. Yeah, which is true. Like they also too, they mainly all spoke English, and they all, like, people had gone to school, they made sure to get educated, like all kinds of shit. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, no, it's like, don't get me wrong. It's like, yeah, I know I gotta, like, I need to go back to school for certain things, like when it comes to math or accounting or economics or business or finances, or, you know, even like, you know, with the checkbook or different shit like that. But it's like, in a sense too, it's like, I step back and think to myself, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, no, it's like they know that you can create your own narrative. They know that you have abilities, and yeah, they're really jealous and whatever. But my thing is, there's plenty of opportunities, if they're smart, that they can use to one up me and shit. And they can obtain that or acquire that. Or like with me in chess and checkers, I'm not a pro or expert or whatever at it. I'm not even like, I'm like not even barely novice level and shit. And it's like, I just don't care. Yeah, because it's like I already got like I've had my own unique interests, skills, talents. I mean, when I went to school, because my first and foremost, I guess, skill sets or gifts or whatever, or interests most, was in fine arts and performing arts. Yeah, those were my main focuses, you know. It's like, you know, in the end of the day, it's like, too, I'm not gonna apologize for that. But no, it's like, also too, I'm at a weird point right now, because also too, for one, I'm 35 years old, and yeah, despite me having experiences or being experienced with certain things, or you know, I pretty much, what has happened, I basically, what I've realized now, that I'm just really just burnt out of relationships, like, period. Yeah, it's like you're just burnt out, because too, for me, and it's like, it's not to blame this on anyone or make them hold my burdens or anything like that sort. It's just that, yeah, you get burnout, and yeah, you do really need to allow yourself, this is anyone, like, a period of time, mainly just to yourself or for yourself or by yourself or whatever. And no, in the end of the day, I don't care who it is, yeah, you do need that for your sanity. So I'm even realizing even more and more that no, that I just am better, because I'm just kind of like, I don't want to put myself on a pedestal or anything like that. I am just accepting the fact that I stick out like a sore thumb, and I'm just like a very unique, specific individual, and I'm like okay with that. Or like, I'm okay with the who I've become now, basically, or what I've evolved into or whatever. Like, I've just come to terms with it. I mean, either way, in the end, inevitably, you're forced to anyway. But it's like, you just don't care little beknownst to some people, you're actually at your core, because they don't know you at your core, let alone necessarily maybe recognize or know you, who you've become, or who you blossom into, right? 10:10 on the clock. So it's like they don't know you at your core per se, because you have to take the fact of who you used to be with periods of time in your life that add layers to now who you've become. And it's like, how they say they place the new on the old kind of thing or whatever. There's like a guy that was like expert into narcissism in the collective. Yeah, he like talked about that a while ago. Yeah, it's like, I've listened to like different people or whatever. Like, I'm not that, I guess, much of a cunt or like self-absorbed or narcissistic or egotistical or whatever. Yeah, it's the illusion that's created from all that, right? Yeah, because it's like I listen to people all the time. So it's like, you just, yeah, you get tired of, you're actually like a very, what is to yourself, introverted. Yeah, that's the INFJ. It's like INFJ means INFP or whatever. So you bounce back and forth between the two. But yeah, it's like your core is what, always something, right? Yeah, so it's like that's how it is for me. And it's like you really step back and realize, like, that's why you just don't like to deal with people or anything. No, so it's like, it's like I don't care to be used as a scapegoat by anyone, or perpetually used as a scapegoat. And yes, you realize too, that's what people will do time and time again. And it's not even, people are going to start realizing and seeing, it's that with certain people, you have to place things where they go. It's not so much of them playing the victim. It's that people just always make them the scapegoat. So people are going to really see this now in acknowledging that, like I said, everything's situational with people, and everything's always subject to change or be different on a situational basis. Yeah, but it's like people are going to start to realize that no, it's really about just using you as a scapegoat. And once people aren't able to use you as a scapegoat, yeah, that's when they're going to discard you, or will consider discarding you. Yeah, because you basically just become this headache for them. But it's just gonna expose and prove, like, if you're elevating, it's gonna expose and prove what the people were really about that you were around. That's all it's gonna do. Yeah, 1313. So no, it's like I now understand why I have kind of like, things have been so awkward for me, or I felt out of place, or all kinds of shit. It's because my core is actually a no nonsense type person, and I just call people out on their shit. So it's kind of like men, it's like I'm not expecting too many men to necessarily be able to level with me fully, let alone able or capable. And it's also making me realize that I actually have to be with a specific person or type individual, and the fact that there's actually nothing wrong with that.